CJ, welcome back first of all. I hope you're healthy. But that probably wasn't how you were hoping to see the team play when you returned.
No, definitely. I think we've been fighting, as you know, all season long, and we've had our moments at different times. And I thought that tonight's effort. We had glimpses again, like every game we've had glimpses of where we've stood out, but wasn't where I would have liked to have finished the night off. And clearly we've got to find a way to get a better start as well.
It was similar in some ways to the first time you played the Breakers, but you weren't quite able to finish the comeback this time. Were you confident you could still fight back in that second half? And was there a point where you thought you sort of had the momentum?
We had a couple of times I thought we had momentum. Tired bodies, got to move bodies, and trying to bring some spark back in at different times. Yeah, I thought there was two or three occasions where I thought we could get back in the game. We played with some good pace and moved the ball, and got some really good looks out of pushing the ball.
With the game almost gone late, you threw in Nick Marshall and also Hiram Harris. They really gave you something as well. That's probably a good sign for both of them moving forward.
Yeah, I think they've been bringing a lot of good energy, and they push the ball and play a good pace at practice. And like every young player, you have your moments where you really stand out, and I'm like, wow, you really give us something. And there's other days where it's like we've still got a long way to go, but there's a lot of progress in them, and they've been showing that throughout and giving them a chance to show that on the floor in real time, so everyone else can see that as well is key for us growing forward.
Kai Soto as well. That was probably his best performance of the season, especially in the first half. So you must be happy with the way he's developing.
Yeah, I thought at the start of the year I could probably get away with playing Kai 15 minutes a game. If I can get 15 and 20, great. But a slow start in the preseason and then trying to get around 15. There was times where I thought he was struggling, and he was always going to struggle just getting in real time of playing against the bigs in our competition. He does it at practice, but it's a little different in game, and the actions that happen in the game isn't what we do every day. So learning how to deal with that, and he's definitely built himself and the guys around him and showed him and led him in a way where he can build his confidence as well, and he's grown to a great level.
Mitch, can I just get your thoughts on that game tonight?
Not good enough. Not good enough for myself. Not good enough in executing and getting good shots and getting stops. You give a team that's going to be excited about getting their full roster back 30 points in the first quarter. Let's call it what it is. They're on the road. It's not good enough.
Was it disappointing that you couldn't reward, I guess, the celebrations of tonight? To celebrate the championship, coming back into this building to play. It's a familiar, obviously, arena for you as well. Was it disappointing you couldn't capitalise on all of that?
Yeah, it's, again, not good enough. I don't think it's a selfish thing. It's not that guys, don't want to respect and pay homage to the guys that have been here before, but, just not enough. Assertiveness, which leads to sometimes maybe a lack of effort or a lack of understanding in what it takes to get things done defensively and what it takes to get things done offensively. And like I said, I'm not pointing the finger. I need to be better myself. So, it would have been nice to get a win to celebrate the 20-year anniversary, but couldn't get it done.
CJ, can I just ask, how tough was it for you to be the head coach of this team, but not be able to coach them for the last 10 days and miss those two games and come back in over the last 24 hours? What's the last 2 weeks been like for you?
Not going to swear on camera, so wasn't ideal, and this is what I do, this is what I love, and to not be around the guys and to be able to have that impact and see everything live, what they're doing behind the scenes, it was definitely not something that I want to do again. I'm glad that that's over with, and but this is part of the world right now, and how we've got to get through certain situations at certain times. Like we've lost Todd Withers, and he's going to be gone for the next game. And it's like, what can you do? Like teams are playing without certain players, and you've got guys out for seasons, and it's you've got to keep cracking on. And as I said to our group, it's next man standing, and we're here to compete and we got to play at an elite level every single day. The NBL it's no slouch, and while everyone has had a chance to beat everyone at different times, there's a responsibility and a level of play on both sides of the ball that need to continue to happen consistently, and we've just got to keep growing and with what we have left and keep building every game and every day and keep proving in that space.
Mitch, can I just ask, is it a confidence thing at the moment with shooting, or you're not getting the right looks? Or?
Look, I'm not making open ones, so again, I can't point the finger at anyone else until I start knocking that down at a better clip. That's on me.
And how's that's 5 in a row now. I mean, does it feel like that size of a rut? You've been in all of those games.
Yeah, I think we've had a few really close ones, and those ones hurt. Off the top of my head, the Phoenix one, the Sydney one. You look at the end of the game and you say a couple of plays here or there probably get us those wins, and they're big wins. And what does that mean for the next game? Clearly you take a hit from that and go on to Perth, and we're not good enough in that one. We're not at the level we need to be. So, those ones hurt, and they do stack up. I mean, I won't lie. It's obviously the group feels that, no one likes losing back to back, but at the same time we had guys come in that haven't been playing many minutes, as CJ said, and contributed great. So it's not that guys are not ready to play per se. I think guys want the opportunity and guys are getting ready. We're just not quite getting it done.
Look,
what's the way out, Coach?
What's that?
What's the way out, Coach?
The way out?
The way out of five losses on the trot.
It's shoot it, get it in, and get stops. That helps. But on a real note, for McCarron where he's at, it's like this. Players go through this all the time, right? Like, it's not to put pressure on any one person to carry a certain load. Now, I've asked Macca to be him and play the way he needs to play to help us be successful. Like, I've watched the kid since he was a junior playing in Brisbane, and I know what he's capable of doing, and we all have good games and bad games, and this is some of the things that you have to do and deliver in front of the media and answer questions. But I'm happy with how this kid is playing and how he's growing. Like, there's a lot of growth in this space, and the team that we have, and what we don't have the United team that he's played on in the past, and I stated that to him, and this season may be a little different to what you've had. But in saying that, there's a leader in him and an expectation of how he plays and how he wants to play and how he wants them to come together. And sometimes you don't get that right every single game. And when you grow together and you go through these type of tough patches that we're going through, it's about understanding how we do it together and then keeping the spark within the group to deliver every single day at practice. And he's been great in that space.
Can I just get a third import update from you?
Not happening. This is, again, I think a lot that's gone on in our club over my time just being here, and to get an import in, we didn't get one in when we needed to get one in. It was hard to get one, and then to find one that fit the right budget, so to speak, at that time of the year, and who's available. There wasn't many, and then teams asking for buyouts and players want to get out. But a buyout at this point of the season, is it really worth it? To from where we are and how. Yes, I want our fans and our club to grow in this space, and the team that we have here, we need to keep growing in this space and show by getting some rewards and some wins on the board. But that comes with every day putting in the work bit by bit.
Chase said on the broadcast that you were into Casper Ware, but the club decided they didn't want to pay a buyout to a Russian club. Is that correct?
If Case said it, then it's got to be correct. No, it's I think at the time frame it was I needed him before this game, and if you're not going to be here before this game, you qualify for the playoffs. So bringing someone in at this point to play a certain amount of games that we're paying good money to, and while our fans, like I said, they need to be rewarded with their efforts for coming and supporting our club and where we've been at and keep growing. But that's on us, and that's on this group right now.
So it was a time frame thing and not the Russian aspect?
A bit of both. I'm not here to pay no buyout. at this point, when we sign guys, I'm happy with the guys that we got. Like, no one's left. I didn't get rid of anyone. I wanted to add to this group, and I was going to do that 10 games in. And at that time, JVG, and he's obviously moved on from the club. And while he's moved on, and that was something that we were working towards, and there was a few names that were thrown out, and some names that I didn't quite like. And the longer you drag that out, we had a few more things to deal with as a club, and then before you know, it's close to deadline, and you need someone here. And while there's certain names that are available, it's who helps us now and helps this club go forward.
What do you want to see out of the rest of the season now? I
want to see us compete at the elite level. Like, clearly you've seen us play it on the stage against every team in the competition. And while you're 3 or 4 points short, we're a great offensive rebounding team, and some of that's due to us missing shots and being able to be in the right spot, but that's effort and that rewards. And defensively, when we're disciplined and we do the right things, we look great and we move the ball. We have a team that is building chemistry like most teams. There's teams that already have it and have built it and have great veterans on their group that had great longevity in this competition and have runs on the board. And while we have a mixed bag in our group, it's understanding what it takes to win every single day and not being into yourself, but about the group and always delivering for the team and enjoying it. I think what you see is the stress level for our group right now. It can go different times, and we can all point a finger and look around, but right now it's about staying together as a group, staying tight, and understand what we need to do in the next play.
Thanks, guys. That's all from me.
Appreciate it.
Coach, just one question on the imports. You mentioned that you need players now before the deadline, but in some of those conversations you're having with players, can you throw that forward to potentially next season as well, getting those players for next year?
Can I throw names out?
No. Are you throwing that forward to next season with some of those players you were talking to about bringing them in potentially?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the names that and the people that I spoke to, they know who they are, and I said that, I'm looking into having you on board for next year, but that will take some time. And as I go through this season and finish this season off, and then find out exactly what we need so we can be an elite team. And that's the reason why I came here, to help this club turn itself around and be on the same page. So right now we're not at that point, but we're going to keep pushing to go be at that level. We've got some work ahead of us, but we're ready for the challenge. Oh, I definitely am too.
Thank you, CJ. Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.